Hey guys, welcome to my channel everyone, and thank you so much for watching What Is Good. I am Jade. If you're new here, and welcome to my live. So you guys, today we're going to be discussing Angela Deem and Michael Ilesomi. So apparently there is a petition making rounds all over social media, all over the internet against Angela Deem. The objective of this petition is to get Angela Deem removed from the airways. The petition is basically to get Angela Deem removed from the 90-Day Fiancé brand because of the things that she's doing and just basically the abuse. Let's go ahead and read what the petition says. So this is the petition. And this is what it says. It says the title is Ban Angela from 90-Day Fiancé. Ban Angela from TLC, I mean to say. So there's a picture of Angela and Michael, and the caption and the pictures, like, the CC closed caption says, Angela's talking to Michael. Michael, I'm going to hit you right in the mouth. So this is one of those times that Angela is threatening to cause bodily harm, threatening violence against Michael. And this is what I've been saying for the longest time. And I'm glad now that more people are beginning to speak out against this. And this petition right now has about 8,211 signatures so far, and they're trying to get it to 10,000 signatures. So the petition says, let me read this. The text is pretty small. Let me try and read this. It says, Angela Deem is the epitome of an abusive partner, dangling citizenship over the head of her much younger fiance and forcing him to cater to her whims and follow her rules. For example, prohibiting him from working due to her jealousy. She continuously abuses him before the public eye. Partner abuse is not acceptable. If these behaviors were happening to a woman, there would absolutely be an uproar, and as they are completely outrageous and harmful. TLC should be ashamed to be broadcasting this at all, let alone without any intervention or acknowledgement of this abuse. This is true. I have been saying this for the longest time. Every time these partners, especially women, we only see this happen with women of, the white women doing this to the men. Every time this happened, I have always been waiting, I'm always waiting to see if there will even be an acknowledgement of this behavior, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And I think the reason why there is not always an acknowledgement is because it is the man that is at the receiving end of the abuse. I strongly 100% believe that if it was a woman, and not just a woman, if it was a white woman at the receiving end of this kind of abuse, they would have put a stop to this a long time ago. And that just doesn't sit right with me. I have always voiced this out. I have always said this. It's just not okay. But for some reason, they seem to be okay for TLC, and they continue to perpetuate this, not just with Angela, also with Usman. Instead, what the audience, some of the fans of Angela, what they typically do is try to point out how Angela or these men are using these women, blah, 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 blah. And that always gets me because I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, especially in the case of Usman and Kimberly, it was Kimberly who reached out to Usman. It was Kimberly who continued to pursue Usman. It's Kimberly who continues to buy her love, to buy Usman's love with money, gifts, whatever. It's so funny how, and this is a woman who served in the military or whatever. It always amazes me how people can overlook all of this fact and somehow still put the blame on the man. Because why? He's African, he's the immigrant. How about you teach the women in this position to have self-love, to have self-respect, to stop going around chasing men who obviously doesn't want them. It is very, very obvious, especially in the case of Usman and Kimberly. It is very obvious that Usman does not have any kind of attraction towards Kimberly, not even the least bit. Like, he's not attracted to her. Like, how many times have they had sex? How many times? That alone is an indication, because as a Nigerian person, I'll tell you, the one thing that Nigerian men love is sex. They love sex. They want sex. But the fact that Kimberly, in many cases, always have to beg Usman for sex says a lot to me. But for some reason, that is not registering for people. We have seen this woman go above and beyond to impress Usman. But for some reason, people still ignore all of the parts that this grown-ass woman with her big age, everyone seems to ignore everything that she had done to get to the point where she can have this man. Everyone seems to ignore that, and all of a sudden want to focus on how Usman is using Kimberly, when this woman was the one who initiated the relationship from the very beginning. She was the one who sought him out. She was the one, even when he said they're just going to be friends, she was the one who continued to insist. She was the one who continued to do everything to buy her love. It really boggles my mind, because I don't know, like, really, are you guys that dense? Are you guys that stupid that you really cannot see? You really cannot look at the whole situation and place the majority of the blame exactly where it is. And now there is a petition. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if this petition is going to move any kind of needle, but I am happy to see this, because this is something that I have been saying for the longest time. I am happy that some people are now taking actions. I hope that this is loud enough for TLC to actually address this, because one thing that really pisses me off is when there is a reunion and all of these cast members are all there. I don't know if it is because they are all afraid of Angela. I don't know what the hell is going on, but for some weird reason, they tend to ignore all Angela's craziness. They tend to ignore all Angela's madness and just focus on the men and focus on Michael. This woman has shown time and time again that she's unstable. I have no idea why people are so afraid to call Angela out, including the host. What the audience want. Like, I read through the comments, especially when I'm on TLC's Facebook page, and everyone is watching the videos, watching the episodes and reacting to it in real time. I have seen people express their opinions with regards to the host of the reunion and the way they behave, the way they never call Angela out for her bullshit. They never even address some of the awful things that Angela does to Michael, but are only focusing on what they think Michael is doing to Angela. I never get that. This woman, is it because everyone is so afraid of Angela? Everyone is so afraid that if they call her out and she get angry and she walks away, they will not, like, she's like, the drama queen, and she's the one in their mind that makes the show interesting. I don't think so. I think a lot of people would love to see Angela go. I honestly think so. Read the room, TLC. Read the room. A lot of people would really love to see Angela go, because she stopped being fun. She stopped being fun. Now she's just messy and disgusting and just abusing this man. Now, do I feel sorry for Michael? I absolutely not. I don't feel sorry for Michael. I think Michael deserves everything that is happening to Michael, because he put himself in a situation. I don't feel sorry for Michael, nor do I feel sorry for Michael's family, because they have all turned a blind eye to this disgusting behavior of Angela. I have always said it here that the things that Michael's family have been able to tolerate when it comes to Angela, they would never put up with it if this was happening, if this was being done to them by a Nigerian woman, they will never tolerate it. So all of them are guilty for putting up with this. Nigerians are many things, but docile is not one of it. But the fact that these people are willing to put up with Angela's nonsense, maybe because they want Michael to travel to America so bad that they are willing to ignore everything. So this is all their fault. 100% their fault. In my opinion, they deserve all of the insults. They deserve all of the disrespect that Angela continues to level on Michael and their entire Ilesami family. They deserve all the disrespect because they would never tolerate this from a Nigerian woman, but for some twisted reason, they are completely fine with Angela doing this to Michael. Okay, Michael could pick any girl he wants, but because he's so eager, so desperate, he wants to travel to America, so he's willing to put up with all this nonsense. My only sadness in all of this is the fact that these people make Nigerians look bad. And there's a reason why I say this. They make Michael and his family, they are making Nigeria look bad. Nigerians look bad. Reason why I say this is because, white people, men, women, they can do whatever. They can act badly, they can act poorly, they can do whatever they need to do, and they would be judged individually. But when a Black person does something, that Black person is somehow a representative of every other Black people. And that's not fair, but that's the reality of it. A white person can do something and be judged individually, be judged as a white person, but a Black person does something, an African person does something, a Nigerian person does something, and that person all of a sudden becomes the face of the entire continent, and everyone judges that entire continent based on that one person's actions instead of judging that person. Because again, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you one more time. Nigerians are many things, but docile and desperate to Michael's level, Michael and his family's level, is one thing that we are not. The things that Michael put up with Angela, the average Nigerian person will never put up with it. So, and it's sickening that he continues to do this, and he's so ridiculous. I have no sympathy for Michael. I have no pity for Michael. His desperation, wanting to come to America by hook or by crook, is what is causing him this level of disrespect, this level of trauma, this level of abuse, and everything else that Angela is doing to Michael. Michael totally brought this all on himself. He did. My only issue with TLC is that they continue to allow this. They never address this. They never talk about it. They never even bring it up during the reunion. They continue to allow Angela to continue with this level of abuse, knowing fully well that if the roles were reversed, if this had been a man doing this to a woman, a white woman for that matter, the situation will be completely different. The reaction will be different. Everything will be different. So that's my issue with TLC. As for Michael, he deserved this. He brought this on himself. So, as you lay your bed, so you lay on it. He's so desperate. He's allowing himself to be continuously abused by this crazy person. Crazy. Like this weeded human that is like so dry and oh my God, like this is so messed up, guys. This is crazy. Let me read some comment before I leave. Vivian says, it's obvious TLC is enjoying her degrading this man. If the reverse was the case, I can bet you they would have put a stop to this. Yeah, it's true. I agree. You also said sadly, some Oyinbo bloggers are making fun of Michael's situation, and their comment sections are very unkind. I have no pity for Michael. If I'm being completely honest with you, Vivian, I have no pity. Okay, this is what you get when you want to be desperate, when you want to be with a withered somebody, you know, with loose skin. This is what you get. I have not 1 ounce of sympathy for Michael, for the situation that he put himself in. He could easily leave. Okay, so in the last episode, Angela arrived Nigeria unannounced. He didn't even tell her that he was coming. That she didn't tell him she was coming. She showed up and then expected Michael, even though knowing fully well that she and Michael already had this issue, but for some weird reason, she was expecting Michael to open his arms and welcome her, right? And then when Michael wouldn't open the door, Angela proceeded to basically trying to destroy his property. Angela proceeded because Michael wouldn't open the door. Angela proceeded to trying to destroy his property, his car, claiming that according to Nigerian law, once you're married to somebody, you know, all of the person's worldly goods also belongs to you, which is the truth. So if he's destroying Michael's car, he's basically destroying, if she's destroying Michael's car, she's basically destroying her own car. So there is no crime in that. That's how she reasoned the whole madness, the whole situation. So, and then Michael, and then she did all that. And eventually Michael came out of the house and he was, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, 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 showing some kind of manliness or whatever nonsense he was doing. And eventually they were able to convince Angela to leave. And so Angela left and went to the hotel. And so the person who, Angela's friend, who in my opinion is a severe enabler, decided to encourage Angela one more time to try and meet up with Michael, that because she will, in her mind, Angela's friend's mind, Angela will regret if she and Michael never sat down to discuss. Because Angela was ready to leave the next day. She was ready to change the ticket and leave the next day. And so Angela's friend, the one that came with Angela, was able to convince Angela to meet up with Michael and discuss. And obviously, as you can imagine, that also did not end well. You know, there were more fighting because Angela wanted to see Michael's phone. Angela wanted to read all his comments or his messages or whatever. That didn't end well. And so, you know, I haven't seen the update. I haven't seen the latest. I'm going to make time out today to see the latest and bring you guys that update as well. But my point is this: a self-respecting man, a self-respecting man would have insisted, would have declined seeing Angela after all of the mess that Angela carried out in front of not just Angela's friend, but also in front of Michael's family. A self-respecting man would have declined a meeting with Angela. He would have turned his back and he would have expected Angela to get on the flight the next day and be gone. But no, Michael was the one who, after all of that nonsense that Angela performed, Michael also started blowing up Angela, calling Angela, trying to get Angela to take a meeting to discuss what happened. So he brought this all on himself. He has no self-respect. He has no self-control. He's probably a leech. One thing that I'm thinking, right? This whole situation, this whole delay in the visa process might end up being the best thing that could have happened to Michael. Because if Michael ever makes it to America under Angela, he's going to regret his life. One day, I wouldn't even be surprised if one day there is a news about how Michael was found in a ditch somewhere. And Angela is in the camera saying, "Oh, I don't know what happened to him. He was gone. He left the house. He got angry and he left the house 2 days ago. And now he's found in a ditch dead somewhere." It would not surprise me because of just how violent their relationship, just how toxic. If Michael honestly thinks that Angela is going to get to a place where she's no longer controlling once he arrived in America, then he has something else coming. He does not know what's going to happen to him. He has not the faintest idea. So all of this happening to Michael, he deserved it because he's the one who put himself in that situation. But that's all I have to say today about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you're catching this later on in playback, don't forget to hit the like button, leave your comment. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.